Welcome, everyone, and welcome to Progressive Discussions. I am your host, James P. Madonna, from northeastern New Jersey, right across the Hudson River from New York City, and I welcome everyone, and I hope all are having a pleasant weekend. It is hazy, hot, and humid beyond belief. Almost 100 degrees, I believe, here. Let me see what the high for today here is in northeastern New Jersey. I mean, I'm indoors with the air conditioning, but you know, the air conditioning can only do so much during a heat wave. Let's see what we got here. Check the old weather app. Gotta love technology. Okay. It's 93 degrees Fahrenheit here. The high will be 95 degrees and the low will be 81. So in the middle of the night, it will be 81 degrees. We have an air quality alert. So anyone with asthma, I suggest you stay indoors, and it's absolutely necessary to have air conditioning if you're an asthmatic. You know, maybe the government can give, maybe the government or insurance companies or Medicare or some entity give subsidies for people with respiratory conditions to get an adequate air conditioner, because you definitely need it. Air filtration, indoor air filtration with a HEPA filter, ionizer and HEPA filter combined. I highly recommend that also. Now, this does not include the morons and the imbeciles out there that choose to chain smoke, that smoke cigarettes. That's a self-induced health risk. It's self-induced. It's self-induced. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I'm getting a message here. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. When somebody tells you, blows you off when they're normally on your show every week, right? And they blow you off, and they tell you, "I'll be on next week's show. I'll be on next time." Well, there is no next time. Okay, there is no next time. So I will begin sharing something here that's interesting. Let's see. Mr. Jason Cleveland. Mr. Jason Cleveland, my co-host and official progressive political journalist and advisor. Are you out there? Okay. Let me see. Let me share this. Yeah, why? Hold on for a second. Interesting. It's interesting how the glitches just appear with no logical reason whatsoever. Is this it? Let me see. Maybe I got it now. Okay. While I'm waiting for Mr. Jason Cleveland, and the others, of course. A friend of mine, Mr. Anthony Laura, and this is to show you just how too far gone and insane, okay, social media has gotten. The people that work for social media, the people that run social media, I'm talking about Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, which is owned by Zucker Scum, Mark Zucker Scum. Okay, he owns that. He also owns WhatsApp. Okay, YouTube, more or less, and also TikTok. TikTok is starting to pull this shit also, where because they're private companies, they feel they're above the law. In this case, they feel they're above the United States Constitution by taking away your First Amendment right to freedom of speech. Even if you disagree with someone, as long as they're not inciting violence and hatred, real hatred, racism, not somebody just defending themselves against some moron who's calling them names, ad hominem attack, not just a back and forth. I'm talking about real hate speech. As long as someone's not doing that or threatening someone, they should be allowed to express themselves. You don't have to agree with them. You don't even have to read their content, their posts. You don't even have to be. You don't have to follow their social media page. You can quit. You can leave. You don't like it. Same thing with television. Television, radio stations. You don't like it? Change your channel. Don't listen to it. Now, in this case, this involves Facebook. Now, I have an old school physical fitness, exercise, martial arts old school pro wrestling, boxing, nostalgic boxing, generally a physical fitness sports page called the International Brotherhood of Polivons. Now, I've had these Facebook groups. It's a group. I've had these groups since 2012. Okay. I've had the my YouTube channel since 2007. Right now, I posted an update video on Nature Boy Ric Flair's last match event. The man is in his 70s. He has finally come to the realization that it's time to hang it up. He had health problems. He had heart surgery. The man has a pacemaker. I'm sure his physicians advised him not to get in the wrestling ring. I don't think it's a good idea. I think it's not wise. I mean, you know, he takes the wrong bump. What if something happens to his heart? What if his pacemaker dislodges, you know? So it's an update. And it shows him exercising. I think it looked like his daughter, Ashley Flair, who goes under the name of Charlotte. He was doing Hindu squats. Hold on, let me. Yes, my friend, my close friend from Seattle, Washington, the one and only Jason Cleveland, the Eagle Bee control freak geek. You're damn right. Okay, by the way, that is the real Cleveland Indians baseball team. Not that wussy, wimp, sellout, politically correct Cleveland Guardians. Such a lame name for a baseball team. This is the real traditional Cleveland Indians, and this is the only team I recognize with that logo. Chief Wahoo, whatever he calls himself. That's it. I will not watch any game with the Cleveland Guardians in it. So let me finish the story. Okay, so Nature Boy Ric Flair's doing Hindu squats, which is an ancient exercise that goes back to the Kushti wrestlers of Punjabi India. Very old. So he's doing the 500. He stopped at 500 Hindu squats. So Anthony Laura says that his knees must be shot. Shot meaning worn out. Maybe he needs knee replacement surgery. The synovial fluid, the cartilage is worn, and possibly arthritis in the knees, like a lot of the wrestlers. They get hip replacement surgery. They have the hips, the same thing. So their joints are shot. It's an expression. It's not to be taken literally. What does Facebook do? Look at this. As you can see, Facebook is telling Anthony Laura that what he said was inciting violence. This comment goes against our community standards on violence and incitement. They think, those idiots at the Facebook main office in California think that the expression, those knees must be shot. They're accusing Anthony Laura of saying that someone should shoot the Nature Boy Ric Flair's kneecaps with a gun. How stupid can you fucking be? Now, do you see how this censorship has gone too far? Only the author of the comment and people who manage International Brotherhood of Polivons can see this comment. We have these standards to prevent and disrupt offline harm. If your content goes against our community standards again, your account may be restricted or disabled. You can disagree with the decision if you think we got it wrong. What a stupid fucking piece of shit. Mark Zuckerberg, you fuck. And the people that you've hired to run your company. It's insane. Okay. That takes care of that. Let's see now. All right. Now, let's go on to the next. This is it's an old one, but an absolute goodie. An oldie, but a goodie. Very important banner, political and corporate American banner. Okay. Yeah, a certain someone that normally comes on the show with his video before anyone else told me, I sent him the link. He says, I'll be on the show next week. Okay? Yeah, sure. Sure he will, Jason. Sure he will. All right. We know the reason why the individual overreacted to something that was so trivial. And the grown man that was in the United States Army was behaving like an absolute baby, a child. Okay. As you can see, makes me StreamYard makes me jump through hoops. Oh, here we go. This is interesting, people. Mr. Jason Cleveland. And of course, the people that usually show up immediately and do commentary are ultra right-wing flag-waving fanatics that are totally brainwashed by the lies, by the conservative propaganda, insanity of the right wing. And because of the content of my show, have chosen to, I guess, boycott it, which I really don't care, because I've been doing these shows since before 2007. The video talk shows I do started in 2007, but I have been doing podcasts, internet radio, with my late original co-host, the Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman. May he rest in peace. And so I've been on the air before 2007. So I don't care. I mean, the show always went on then, and it will continue to go on now. Okay. Knock on wood. Okay. Let me say hi to Sid. Hey, man. Sid is Sid is a Chad or Tyrone. Sid, sometimes Sid comes on with a different name, a different alias, but I can tell by the way Sid communicates that it's him. And I always appreciate having Sid, because Sid is our official male rights activist and red pill, men going their own way, alpha male activist as well. And I always welcome Sid. I think, I could be wrong, if I can remember, I think Sid is from the state of Michigan. Welcome, Sid. I just want to say welcome and good morning to my near, dear, close friend, Masumi. Masumi, good morning and welcome to my show. Okay, Masumi is in the Tokyo area of Japan. It is now 4 28. She has woken up extra early to give her greetings on the show. It is 4:28 a.m. Monday in Tokyo. So thank you, Masumi. Yeah, that's right. I remember that. I remember. I could tell, I could tell by the way you communicate. I sometimes come in as Fat Angry Boomer Bro. Fat Angry Boomer is a super red pill activist as well, who is very anti-feminism. Kudos. Welcome to the club. And you are free to express yourself because there's no blue pill beta male here to interrupt you. So be my guest. Thank you for coming on earlier. It is well appreciated. Hey, Jason's here. Sid, I know my sister's not here. I've invited my sis, Lisa, to the show to talk about her wonderful recipes like the ultimate lasagna recipe and other delectable dishes that she cooks to take part in culinary discussion, but she's not quite ready yet. I think she's a bit camera shy right now, but she definitely has a lot to contribute when it comes to cooking. Okay. You're very welcome, Masumi. You're very welcome. We have people from all over watching the show. Okay. There he is. You're damn right. Well, Fat Angry Boomer, it's responsible single-handedly for destroying straight heterosexual relationships in this country. And I don't know about Europe, but I know in the United States it has totally destroyed it, where women in the United States won't do anything positive for the man they're supposedly involved with romantically. They were told by the man-hating feminists like Gloria Steinem, the very ugly Betty Friedan, and Bella Abzug, and then you have the also ugly as hell Helen Gurley Brown of Cosmopolitan magazine. They told women, don't settle down with a man. Don't devote yourself to a man. Get a career instead and put off love. Put it on the far back burner. Well, what happened was, as a result, women in America have no domestic skills whatsoever. I know this for a fact because I know people that married a modern woman, and there are no domestic skills, and the modern woman only knows how to do pretty much two things: shop and complain. Shop and complain. Or complain and shop. Usually shopping with her blue pill beta sucker, the chivalrous gentleman, fiance, boyfriend, or husband of hers, getting him to pay for everything. Okay, and I know Sid and Fat Angry Boomer, they know it all too well. Okay. Excuse me, my allergies. And this is a really important matter that I'm going to get into. How long does it take to improve your credit score if you miss a payment? Well, I'll tell you what happened to me a long time ago. I had a let's see, was it Chase? I had a Chase Platinum credit card at a super low 2.9% interest. Okay. For years, I've always made my payments. I made them on time. 1 month after all the history I put into making these payments on time, the post office was late by a day or two. They jacked up my interest from 2.9% way above 20%. I was furious. I communicated with them and they said, we don't care about your good past history. We only know that you're late with your payment this month. And those are the facts and that's all we care about. I says, yeah, but it's the post office that was late by 1 or 2 days. Aren't you going to give me some lenience for my past of making payments on time? They said no. I said, you know what? Go fuck yourself. And then I sent them a letter, a cease and desist letter. And Fat Angry Boomer knows what that is. It's a legal letter where harassing bill collectors have to stop calling you. It's a cease and desist letter. I sent it to them, and they ceased. So what happened was, all of a sudden, time went by. All of a sudden, lo and behold, I started getting pre-approved for credit cards all over again, until I found out that these companies just simply write off the loss on their taxes, and that's it. They write it off. So all that drama from bill collectors, yeah, that's a good question. BC is not showing up because we did a screen share of the time, which what was it, last Sunday? Was it last Sunday? Where he fell asleep in the middle of the show. And we did not show the photo in public anywhere. But he's angry because we just did a screen share. And I told him, don't worry about it. Well, he made a big deal about it. He's acting like a big baby. And you know what? It's bullshit about him and him saying that he'll be back on the show next week, because he is always on this show lickety split. And when somebody tells you they'll see you next week, they can't come on the show with no excuse, with no justifiable reason whatsoever, that means he's not coming on the show. That's what that means. Oh yeah, the Chase Bank, they don't care about their consumers. They don't care about the fact that their consumers have been making payments on time for years. They don't care. This is the mentality, the Wall Street mentality, I guess, of corporate America. They're demons as far as I'm concerned. And the people that are in bed with them are just have no integrity. The people that are getting paid off, the politicians that are getting paid off. And guess what? Those politicians are always members of the two major parties, the Democrats and Republicans. I have no use for the two major parties. I am not affiliated with them. He's mad because he's the one that falls asleep instantly in the middle of a live stream show. I mean, when Michael Hilton used to fall asleep, he didn't get mad that we took an image of him. And Michael Hilton is in his late 20s what's BC's excuse? You know, he's an older man. He's a grown man. I mean, what do guys do in a locker room when they're in a gym or health club? And don't they tease each other? Don't guys usually bust each other's balls? Isn't that a commonplace with real alpha males? Gee. Yeah, you have to walk on eggshells with this guy, and he brags about being in the military. He was in the army. Oh boy, he got mad at somebody for thinking of his best interests and health. He gets very rebellious. He does need to stop drinking, eating bad that make him obese, and smoking all day. He's a chain smoker, and he's an excessive drinker, and he obviously eats crap. It shows, right? He's not healthy, and when he coughs, he sounds like he's hacking up a lung. But there are people who either get angry with you and defensive, or they yes you to death, like my brother does. My brother Scott will say, yeah, James, you're right. You're right. I should go to a doctor and get the nicotine patch. I really should. Yeah, I really should. And guess what? Goes through one ear and out the other. He never does it. And these are grown adults that know what's dangerous to their health. They know it. Well, because he's packing away the garbage. That's why. He probably has insulin resistance because it is refined carbohydrates, which is white flour, white sugar. That's what causes obesity, excess fat. Or there's a lot of obesity in Michigan. I know that usually parts of the country that are not economically doing well, where there are many low-income people, the economy sucks, the job market sucks, and there tends to be people that eat junk food and crap, and they don't exercise. Maybe they're depressed. I don't know. Maybe it's laziness. I really don't know. But I'm far from being wealthy. I'm not a rich guy, but I work out 6 days a week strenuously. I take antioxidants. I take a good deal of high quality nutritional supplements. I buy organic foods. I go to Trader Joe's and Whole Foods and other markets. I buy healthy food. My birthday's coming up August 1st. And I'm no spring chicken, but I'm in shape. I'm strong like a spring chicken, So it could be done. If there's a will, there's a way. Fat Angry. Oh, gee. It's a choice. It's a choice that they make, whether it be Michigan, Mississippi, West Virginia. Well, now we're getting into the inbred, right? Ohio, whatever, Arkansas, whatever. These are choices that people make. Fat fucks, exactly. Or like the Austin Powers movie, Fat Bastard. Okay, let me go through this. Okay, Jason Cleveland, Fat Angry Boomer, and Sid. Now, read what this represents. Okay. John Schnatter, the piece of shit CEO of Papa John's Pizza, right? He might have stepped down. Maybe of course, he might have had a golden parachute like these other corporate CEO whores. John Schnatter said, quote, "If our business is successful, and achieves excessive profits, we're under no obligation to share that with our workers. Okay, Papa John's CEO, John Schnatter. Trickle-down economics debunked in one sentence. So when Republicans always mention their pride and joy, trickle-down economics, this proves that it's a big lie. Instead of trickling down or dripping down, it's dickling down. You're not getting trickled down with a wealthy corporate CEO, corporate American CEO. You're getting dickled down. You're getting dicked. That's what you're actually getting. They are under. Now listen to this, Republican jerk-offs. Corporate America is under no obligation to share its prosperity, its profits, with the employees. And don't hold your breath if you think you're going to devote yourself and work hard your whole life and be rewarded with that nice pension for your retirement nest egg. I know people that were laid off after my buddy Iron Man Vinny Blake was laid off after 14 years of devoting himself to a company called Curefart Navigations. Curefart Navigations, 14 years of his life, and way before his pension was due, they laid him off. So all this bullshit of being a company man or a company woman, being an apple polisher, brown noser, corporate ass kisser, pro-corporate, pro-free enterprise system, Republican voting, flag waving. I'm not even getting into religious fanatics, not even getting into that part. Forget about it. It's all a fairy tale. All right. Okay. At least McDonald's is paying $30 an hour and not paying the CEO $30 million a year. What do you mean? Who's getting $30 an hour? You're talking about management of a McDonald's. Now McDonald's is could be either a corporate location or a franchise. Yeah, it could be corporate branch or a franchise. But who's getting $30 an hour? That's pretty damn good. That's double the requested $15 an hour that the progressives are asking, the minimum wage, which if they don't establish the $15 an hour real soon, well, guess what? The cost of living is going to far exceed the $15 an hour. So forget about that. So Jason, what is your take on this banner? It's pretty important. It debunks the Republican bullshit lie of trickle-down economics. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe McDonald's management is getting that, but I'm sure the regular McDonald's working stiff is getting probably minimum wage, or if not minimum wage, maybe like $11 an hour or so. I know retail is the worst, absolute worst. Even retail managers are not paid what they deserve, and Nobody gets good benefits or a living wage with retail. Uh, a company that's now publicly traded. It's now a nationwide company that started in Virginia called the Dollar Tree. I know people that work for the Dollar Tree, and the managers are like slaves. They work long hours. They're on salary, which means that if they work over 40 hours, they don't get time and a half. They don't get overtime pay. They're working for free, like slaves. And their benefits are not good. And their salary pretty much doesn't really change. It's not good at all. It doesn't really go up that much. And I mean, the employees, in order, they have to wait a year to get maybe, I don't know, maybe 25-cent raise or some bullshit like that. That's usually what they do to try to pacify you in retail. They'll give you a microscopic raise and give you some cheap computer printed bullshit certificate that looks like a placemat in the diner. Okay, that says you are employee of the month. You know, just to make you happy. It's like a pat on the back. So employee of the month. So that just pacifies people. It doesn't really mean anything. Well, until now, Fat Angry Boomer, when you're back, please tell us if you were referring to McDonald's management getting $30 an hour. It should be $30 an hour to start, because you know what, fast food used to advertise good pay for their employees, but I don't see them advertise anymore. White Castle. I used to see that. Okay. Not done with that. Let me go on to our next subject. All right. Okay. I'm just deciding what to go next on. All right. I want to bring up the subject of clickbait. If Jason Cleveland is still with us, just let me know if you're here, because I want to bring up the subject of clickbait. Because I have some really good topics to bring up here. Okay. With the videos you see on YouTube, or it could be on Facebook, it could be anywhere on social media. The multitudes of videos that a person sees thrown at them, and I notice many of the titles of these videos are very enticing to get you to watch, whereas they mention like blurbs of specific keywords. There's certain keywords that they put in the title of the video to get your attention and say, "Oh, wow, I gotta watch this one." Well, guess what? Many of these videos use what Jason explained to me is clickbait, just to get you to watch the video. Okay. And the content of the keywords of the clickbait in the title of the video is not in the video. The content is not in the video. So it's false advertising, it's deception, clickbait. It's just to get you, to sucker you into watching the video, whereas the title is not in the content. Okay, so obviously, capitalism today, ever since the Republicans have a lot of stroke in Washington, allows companies to lie, deceive, cheat, and pretty much rip off the consumer. Now, I know why they use clickbait to sucker you into watching the video. They do it to get you exposed to the commercials. Because now, on YouTube, they didn't do this before. Now, they interrupt your viewing of the videos with commercials that you are forced to watch. Before they started bombarding you with commercials at different intervals of the video. Before, every single intrusive interruption of a commercial gave you the choice of skipping it and going back to the content of the video. Well, guess what? The first commercial that comes up before you see the video, you're forced to watch it. There is no little button that says skip. So advertisement on the internet that you see on social media is becoming more intrusive, more pushy, more obnoxious. Greed, corporate American greed. And like that banner I showed you, corporate America is not obligated to share its prosperity with the employees. And they certainly have contempt for their customers because they keep on raising the prices for the consumer. So they don't respect their consumers. I think they're only concerned with their shareholders. And that's it. There is no trickle-down economics. So I don't think any obsessive, fanatical, flag-waving Republican can really debate that. If that's the law, that a corporation does not have to share its prosperity, then that's proof that trickle-down economics, Reaganomics, is bullshit. And the sheer fact that they pass on the cost of everything to the consumer, and of course, corporate America has been on a tax vacation since Ronald Reagan arranged it for decades. They're still on a tax vacation because Joe Biden, the moderate, he's not a progressive. Joe Biden, the moderate, accepted huge campaign contributions from corporate America, and therefore he owes big favors in return. And he hasn't done anything to change the tax system to a fair one, to go back the way it used to be before Reagan screwed it up for the 98%. He hasn't signed any executive orders that I know of, except for when he was first sworn in. When he was first sworn in that January, he signed a bunch of executive orders to make himself look like a hero, right? But they were good executive orders, but he hasn't signed any yet. So the tax system still remains that the United States government and capitalism still works for the top 2%. And it never worked for the bottom 98%. Okay. Jason Cleveland is occupied. He's somewhere else. Fat Angry Boomer and Sid, they're also occupied. Okay. We get on to the next subject. All right, let's try this one. Let's see, is this an article or a video? Oh, it's a video. Wait a minute.
They are just taking.
Wait a minute. Okay. Bear with me, people. All right. You know, sometimes you're at the mercy of the glitches of the internet. All right, there we go. Just want to make sure it's here. Okay, this has to do with avoiding self-checkouts. Well, personally, I avoid self-checkouts because I used self-checkouts at Walmart a few times and I received the wrong change from the machine. So I decided not to do it. Plus, I believe that retail and food companies like supermarkets are pushing self-checkout on the customers because they want an excuse to lay off more cashiers. They want to do what the banks are doing. Because of high technology upgraded ATM machines, they only have like 1 or 2 tellers on duty, like at Bank of America. And they also laid off the drive-through teller. So there's no more drive-through tellers. So with technology, it could be artificial intelligence, robotics, it could be self-checkout. These are excuses to get rid of workers, to increase their profit. And of course, the corporate CEOs at the top, they pool the money. They keep the money, they keep the prosperity pooled so it never drips down or trickles down. That's exactly what they do. Okay, let's see what this is about. Self-checkout.
Stores are not going to spend their time and resources in deciding if you stole it on purpose or it was a mistake. They have lost all.
Why is it blurry? Oh, there we go. Let me try this again.
Big box stores are not going to spend their time and resources in deciding if you stole it on purpose or it was a mistake. They have lost all sympathy and they are just taking a tell it to the judge approach. And because of who these big box stores are, they usually have to present very little substantial evidence to get an affidavit for warrant signed, the charges that could land you up to a year in jail get filed, and then you are fighting for your life trying to determine what day you were at Walmart, what all you bought. You have to spend thousands of dollars hiring a lawyer, and we have to go through grainy video footage to try to determine what all you bought that day. Was that Great Value mayonnaise or was that Hellman's mayonnaise, to determine if the price is correct or incorrect? And you are then having to prove your innocence.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. That woman Dana was absolutely correct. Instead of accusing a customer of stealing because they made a mistake in scanning, if they don't like the customer's scanning skills, then hire back the cashiers and do away with the self-checkout. And I've done videos in supermarkets on the front end before, and I discussed the self-checkouts. I've discussed it in detail, that I know for a fact. This is why they're pushing it. But how can a customer be counted on to accurately scan the products? How? People make mistakes, and then they're accusing the customer of stealing and pressing charges. So if you're going to be greedy and cheap, hire back the cashiers. Well, this is the nature of corporate America. This is the pride and joy of the right wing. You know, it's it's very obvious. Life is really not as complicated as people make it seem. You know, if it looks and sounds and walks like a duck, it's a duck. All right. Let's see. We got more here. I don't know. Everybody seemed to vanish. Jeez. Okay. Oh, here's one. Here's one. This should be a good one.
One simple but brilliant trick to cool your home in 90 seconds. Tired of hot and stuffy rooms?
Okay. This is a good one. This has to do with far right-wing Republican red state of Florida. And I think it's connected to an unjustified overreaction by the state of Florida in the penalty, the punishment for this couple that was on the beach, doing something on the beach. Now, I'm not condoning this. It's still illegal. But the punishment was above and beyond the crime. And it's probably connected to these evangelical religious freak cultists. Okay, most likely. The same cultists that believe that a fertilized human egg is a baby. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, you're going to see what this, you're going to see and hear what this is all about.
This woman is paying a high price after she was caught with her boyfriend having a way too out-of-line escapade on a crowded public beach. And it was this cell phone video of Alyssa Alvarez and her boyfriend that put them in the worst jam of their lives.
I'm a sex offender right now.
That's right. The 21-year-old beauty and her bodybuilder boyfriend, Jose Caballero, are now on the National Sex Offender Registry.
It's not fair.
So this is the beach where it all went down. Now keep in mind, it was the middle of summer in the afternoon, so you can imagine just how many people were on this beach. Not only was the couple caught on camera, but there was also a 3-year-old child who saw what they were doing.
There's a couple here that will not stop getting naked in front of everybody, and they're very intoxicated. So it's very disgusting. I mean, there's children here.
Cops in Bradenton, Florida, hauled Caballero away wearing only a red Speedo. Alyssa was in her bikini. The couple was charged with lewd and lascivious exhibition, a felony for which they faced a whopping 15 years. I spoke to Alyssa's lawyer, Greg Hagopian.
People will say these two should have known better. I don't disagree that that type of conduct, is frowned upon. But to go ahead and convict somebody of a sex crime, put somebody in prison for years, deem them a sex offender for life, that's a little much.
Prosecutor Anthony DeFonseca disagrees.
This is someone taking sexual explicit actions in front of minors, and especially at a beach in 2:30 in the afternoon. This is not what you expect to see.
It took a jury only 15 minutes to reach a verdict, and it was guilty.
You're going to be designated as a sex offender.
The key piece of evidence was this video taken by a grandmother on the beach who couldn't believe what she was seeing. Caballero, who has a prior conviction for cocaine trafficking, was sentenced to 2.5 years. Alyssa, however, was spared jail time, but she says she now has to live with the shame. What do you say to the people out there who are saying she was 20 years old, she should have known better?
The fact that, I have to live with that and go through that and, deal with the consequences that go with it, it's embarrassing.
Okay. Lewd behavior. Now, public nudity on a beach that is not designated as a nude beach. That would be indecent exposure. Okay. I didn't hear anything about sexual activity. All I heard was she became topless. As far as his red Speedo goes, a red Speedo is a red Speedo. It's a skimpy bathing suit for men that most men really don't wear. They usually wear like boxer style bathing suits like I do, because the Speedos is kind of revealing. You have a big bulge in front, but it's not nudity. So if the boyfriend was wearing the red Speedo and the girlfriend took her bikini top off and they were embracing, and that was the extent of it, then it would be indecent exposure because it was not a nude beach. But it sounds like they made a big deal out of it, like they were naked, which means their bottom was exposed as well as her top, and they were engaging in some kind of foreplay, or even worse, sexual intercourse. Then it would be a serious crime. On even a nude beach, you can't have foreplay or sexual intercourse, even a nude beach. But it's Florida, it's Florida, and they'll do they'll give a penalty that's very unjustifiably harsh, but at the same time, when that dildo-headed cadaverous Republican governor that was before this one, what was it? What's his name? Rick Scott? I think Rick Scott is now senator from Florida. When he was governor, he had an elderly minister, a pastor, arrested more than once for feeding the homeless. So they and the homeless that had like a tent city in the woods, they came and tore up their tents, so the homeless won't have a place to live. So to arrest an elderly pastor for feeding the homeless, okay, that's considered a crime when you're trying to help the poor. So that totally shows you how the right-wing judicial system operates. You know, and it can go on and on and on. It can go like during the Trump administration, you know, tearing little Latin babies away from their guardians or parents and putting them in cages with a concrete floor. You know, I mean, it goes on and on. They're mean-spirited. They have no empathy or sympathy whatsoever for the poor or low-income people, and they certainly never really worked for the bottom 98%. Okay. Looks like everybody vanished. All right. Let's go on to the next subject. All right, let's do a little Chiseler's Hall of Shame. All right. Let's see this. Oh, gosh. Okay, we have a little Chiseler's Hall of Shame here. 9 ice cream brands that use the lowest quality ingredients. All right. I'm going to scroll to try to get through the article. 9 ice cream brands that use the lowest quality ingredients by Stephen John. All right, published on July 23rd, 2022 at 8 a.m. Okay, first he talks about the history of ice cream in its many forms. We're not going to bore people about it. I didn't know there was an ancient and medieval times recipe for ice cream. It was painstaking and laborious. I have no idea that there was a history like this. From the Tang dynasty of ancient China to the Middle Ages, which went across of Arabia and Europe. Fascinating. Well, let's go to the worst. Blue Bunny, Sweet Freedom, Blue Bunny vanilla flavor, no sugar added. Ugh, I can imagine what they use. Take a look at the packaging of most Blue Bunny ice cream flavors, and you'll see the conspicuous absence of the words ice cream. Instead, you may see terms like frozen dairy dessert. Why? Because many of their products are technically not ice cream, but rather flavored frozen custard. You'll also see qualifiers like vanilla flavored instead of just vanilla, because again, it's often a version of the flavor created by using low quality artificial ingredients. Oh wow, here's a famous brand that is going into the Chislers Hall of Shame, Turkey Hill. Turkey Hill, supposedly, yeah. All natural ice cream, vanilla bean, non-GMO. Food companies love to use the words non-GMO, if we can really believe that. Turkey Hill's ice cream has a sizable fan base, as you can see from a quick look at one of their flavors via Fresh Direct or Target. But their ice creams also have a sizable number of ingredients that are anything but high quality. These include corn syrup, probably high fructose brand, monoglycerides, and diglycerides, carrageenan, and more. I hate when they use these thickening agents. Oh man, I remember this guy when I was a kid with the ice cream truck going jing-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Good humor. The original ice cream on a stick. All right. I don't see this brand in supermarkets in my area anymore. Beloved of many a generation, largely for showing up on a truck at just the right time on hot summer days. Good Humor's ice cream products may be popular, but they're not high quality. Take the company's classic strawberry shortcake bar, for instance. It has approximately 24 ingredients, including red dye number 40, red 40 Lake, and red 3 for coloring alone. There's your strawberry, right? The first two are derived from petroleum, while red number 3, aka erythrocene, is derived from fluorine. Lovely, isn't it? And some food companies use a red coloring derived from an insect, believe it or not. Oh boy, now we're hitting hard and heavy here. Friendlies, scooping since 35? And I used to really, I was normally a huge fan of Friendlies, normally. Well, let's read it. If the whey protein concentrate, whey, glycerides, diglycerides, xanthan gum, guar gum, and corn syrup don't turn you away from Friendly's ice creams, maybe the fat and cholesterol will. A 150 calorie serving of their classic chocolate flavor has 80 calories of fat, 5 grams of saturated fat, and 30 milligrams of cholesterol. Great value. I think this is a Walmart brand, if I'm not mistaken. Great value ice cream. Yes, I was correct. There's a reason. It's number 5. There's a reason 48-ounce tubs of Walmart store brand Great Value ice cream can sell for less than $2.25. It's made with low quality ingredients. Well, that doesn't surprise me coming from the greedy, underhanded Walton family, who are from, I believe, the red state of Arkansas. The brand's home-style vanilla ice cream does not even list vanilla, except for vanilla extract. Okay. Also listed in the ingredients are cellulose gel and cellulose gum, which is, in layman's term, is sawdust, which are derived from wood. There you go. Caron, bean gum, guar gum, and more. Whatever happened to old-fashioned ice cream? You know, the Reese's peanut butter cup at one time was actually peanut butter inside. It was actually contained peanut butter. Nestle's Drumstick. Now, there's a popular candy company that makes chocolate. Obviously, competition for Hershey's. All right. Variety pack. And of course, they have a lovely photo with the nuts, the crushed peanuts. Nestle's Drumstick. Here's another classic and beloved frozen treat that might be best left unexamined. These chocolate dipped ice cream cone treats are made with pretty inferior ingredients. Let's name just 5 of the 25 plus ingredients you'll find in a vanilla drumstick. The original dairy product solids. That's the first. Not cream or milk. Dairy product solids. Maltodextrin. Yikes. Propylene glycol monostearate. Cellulose gel and palm olein or olein. My goodness gracious. And we're getting to the end of our Chislers Hall of Shame inductees. Favorite day? I'm not familiar with this company, but maybe they sell out west or down south, perhaps. Favorite day? Cookies and cream. Delicious cookies and cream. Of course, they have to say delicious. A store label ice cream available at Target. Oh, okay. I don't shop for groceries at Target, so wouldn't know. This ice cream is popular, which makes sense given its low price. But its low price also means since it has low quality ingredients. Favorite days cookies and cream, which has artificial flavor added, displayed right under the name, has the following unsavory ingredients of corn syrup, whey. Well, no, whey is fine. High fructose corn syrup, toxic. Along with corn syrup, even more toxic, right? Mono and diglycerides, guar gum, calcium sulfate, carabine gum, and more. So it's all gummed up to make it creamy for you. Lovely. And I think and what do we have here? Baskin Robbins. What a ripoff that place was. When I was younger, I would go into Baskin Robbins and I would get some ice cream. And the prices were high. And the cheap bastards would give me 2 little fucking scoops. What a bunch of crooks. Well, I don't see them anymore, but maybe they're still around in other areas of the country. Sure, Baskin Robbins is one of the most successful chains out there. Yeah, because a lot of suckers went there and spent their money. And yes, you probably loved it as a kid, but things have changed. Yeah, also the people that pay top dollar at Starbucks are suckers also. Go to Dunkin' Donuts instead. Okay. A number of years ago, per Biz Journals, the company outsourced its ice cream production to Dean Foods. And today, in a scoop of, say, their cotton candy flavor, that sounds gross, you'll find cheap ingredients like a stabilizer emulsifier blend, which is cellulose gum, mono and diglycerides, guar gum, carrageenan, and polysorbate 80, and cotton candy flavored base, which is made up of corn syrup, water, sugar, artificial flavor, sodium citrate, and citric acid. It's pretty bad. Now, this might not be number 8, but it's down here. Bluebell. Bluebell ice cream. The last inductee into the Chislers Hall of Shame. Pecan, pralines, and cream. Okay. Bluebell ice cream has a popularity problem. According to a MASH survey, a majority of people find it to be the worst store-bought ice cream. Maybe that's because they have a quality ingredient problem. 2, the company's homemade vanilla flavor features HFCS, cellulose gum, and vegetable gums. Other flavors added in modified food starch, artificial colors, mono, and diglycerides, and more. How about just regular milk, cream, and sugar? Yeah, I said that before. Whatever happened to pure, simple, basic, old-fashioned ice cream recipe? I think ice cream was popularized, I could be wrong, in the United States and Philadelphia, but they did make it in other countries. One of the most pleasant forms of ice cream is freshly made gelato, which is an Italian recipe. But is this horrible? Unbelievable. Well, commentary section, everybody split. Nice job, guys. Everybody split. All right. Chislers Hall of Shame. And let's see.
Right back and you'll hear a tale.
Okay. Let's check this one out. This should be amusing. This should be very amusing to add a little levity to the show. All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay. This should be funny. Funny and very applicable.
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a nearly successful coup that started at the end of Constitution Avenue.
The Capitol.
A congressman named Loudermilk, a MAGA guy obscure, led 12 of his constituents on a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour. One of the guys who was on that tour, who'd learned his way around, came back with the mob the very next day and stormed the Capitol grounds.
We're coming in like white on rice.
It wasn't just a protest that got somehow out of hand, but a violent insurrection meticulously planned.
Hell is going to break loose tomorrow.
The president, who would be king, conspired to make damn sure the rioters would lay siege that day on a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour. The ship of state was nearly wrecked by the lawlessness and guile of Louder Milligan, the skipper too, the millionaire and the wife, the movie star, the professor and Mary Ann, here on Mutineer's Isle.
Marianne was the pillow guy, my pillow guy. He was Marianne. Thank you, the Young Turks, or the Damage Report, which belongs to the same organization. That was funny. Of course, the investigation, the January 6th investigation, still goes on. It's taken forever, but it will come to a head. I hope. I don't know how much more evidence they need, but it will come to a head. You know what? Hold on for a second. Let me see what else we got here. We'll do a little red pill. Let's see. We're going to do a little red pill talk, a little alpha male. Okay. This should be heavy duty. It's unfortunate and sad, involving today's dating scene and relationships. Hey, Sid and Fat Angry Boomer, you're missing a good one. You're missing a gem. Okay, people, you ready? It should be a good one.
On this channel, I don't tell men to never talk to women again and stop interacting with women. No, I personally don't believe that is the best path to walk in this life. My message is to live the free agent lifestyle. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams, allowing you to live the life you want with or without women. The only rules this philosophy has are no cohabitation, no long-term relationship, and most definitely no marriage. Besides that, you are free to have bedroom fun with women if you choose to or not, and go monk mode if you decide that dating isn't for you. And speaking of which, when I see men walking away from dating, I completely agree with you guys, because the truth is, for most men, dating is rigged. Dating for men nowadays is the equivalent of death by 1,000 cuts, a slow and painful death. And let's be honest with ourselves as men and stop pretending this isn't true. The only reason you are dating is to clap some cheeks at the end of the night and try to get that paradise peace sleeve on a consistent basis. That's all you want, and you have to go through hell and BS just to bust one nasty nut. But modern women aren't on that energy, and men are starting to wake up. You see, the modern woman prioritizes herself over everything else, so her main objective while dating is to be selfish and finesse men out of their hard-earned money and not give up the peace sleeve as long as possible. And she has no problem taking men's money and spending it on Chad and Tyrone while they hit to compress her chest with her knees pinned back to her ears. While the simp only receives a thank you and pat on the head for being such a good man. When I look at what women do to men they don't find attractive and the games and manipulation they play on decent guys who aren't interested in playing games, I honestly get disgusted. Because many times those men did absolutely nothing to deserve the bad treatment and backstabbing that the women in their lives gave to them. So trust me, I do not support dating modern XXs because, as I said in the previous video on why men are not approaching women anymore, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Instead of just talking and not showing you what is in store for the men who choose the path of dating and relationships, I came with proof today, and boy oh boy, are we in for a treat. So let's give you a few reasons why men are saying, you know what? Dating just isn't for me. I'm done. One of the reasons why men are walking away from dating is that there is little to no reward for dating modern women. There was once a time when men could date, and either he would get his future wife, or at least he could be more confident of getting some peace leave after 3 months that wasn't getting ran through while he was waiting. Today, not so much. Women are openly dating multiple men, riding the CC, getting pumped and dumped by the alphas, and have the nerve to place high standards on the marriage-minded guys. It gets even worse. Men aren't getting women with low body counts anymore. They come into relationships with high student loan and credit card debts, 4 kids by 5 different baby daddies, unrealistic expectations, and no idea how to treat a man. Many of these women also refuse to do anything for a man like washing, cooking, and cleaning, but have the audacity to expect the man to make 6 figures with a 12-inch salami and spoil her with gifts and vacations. So I have to ask, what's in it for the men that are dating these modern women? A lot of them, quite frankly, don't care about the man that they're with. They just see that man as a means to an end to get her the things she cannot get for herself. So again, I ask you, what's in it for the man? And if you watching this cannot come up with one positive of dating, then you're probably getting the short end of the stick. I want you guys to really look at what you have to give versus what you are getting and see if dating is worth it for you. Let's dive a little deeper on this point, so you are better equipped to make a conscious decision whether to continue dating or just walk away. Let's look at what you must give to date a modern woman. You will likely have to give up one of these, if not all, to try and get some stank. You will have to give up your meat, which is your money, energy, attention, and time. Now let's look at money and what you potentially stand to lose when dating. If you're going out on a date, you'll eventually have to bring her out on a dinner date, which can run you upwards of hundreds of dollars, and you are not guaranteed sex at the end of it. The next thing will be buying her gifts and bringing her out on vacation. When you add up all the costs, this alone can cost you hundreds to thousands of dollars, and you are still not guaranteed any peace leave. Also, the woman you're seeing after you get a couple of strokes and will start to ask you for money to maintain her life. This can include getting her nails and toes done, helping her pay for clothing and miscellaneous items, paying her bills, and so on, which can cost thousands of dollars. If the relationship escalates to being long-term or leads to marriage, it can eventually cost tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars if you tie the knot. And we all know that if the relationship goes through a divorce, the cost can go upwards of billions of dollars. So this is what you're risking in terms of money when dating women, because last I checked, I don't see many girlfriends and boyfriends that were together for decades. It almost always escalates to marriage or a breakup. All right, now that we covered how much money men stand to lose if he decides to take the risk of dating in 2022, my question is, what exactly is he going to get for spending so much money? Well, as I stated in the beginning, all men are dating with one goal: 10 toes up and her legs on his shoulders. But notice I repeatedly said that you are not guaranteed bedroom fun from a woman, no matter how much money you spend. You can be in a sexless marriage that ends in divorce and lose millions of dollars to your ex-wife for not having sex with you. So you must understand that the one thing that you prioritize dating to get is not a guarantee, no matter how much money you spend on dates and gifts. Besides bedroom fun, modern women are telling men they will not be doing anything for them. And many of these women don't know how to do the basic life skills like cooking, washing with their hands, and cleaning the house properly. So if you want her to actually do something other than scroll on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok and suck up your oxygen and eat out your food, then you're out of luck. Even if she knows how to do these things, she has no problem telling you she's not serving a man, and you guys will be in an equal partnership. So what is in it for the man? I am thoroughly confused that this is what they come to the table with, and men accept it. Any woman you choose to date is more likely to take your money and spend it on useless stuff she really doesn't need than to help you make more money and make your life easier. And she definitely won't bring you peace, quiet, and freedom. So I have to say that walking away from dating is the best option, hands down. Is there any other option besides monk mode? You might be asking. Well, of course, there are other options, because I know that even the strongest monk will want to bust that nasty nut at some point. So the next best option by far besides monk mode is paying for a woman to leave. In case you don't know what this means, it's essentially having a transactional relationship with a woman, where she puts her 10 toes in the air, and at the end of it, you give her a severance package to...
The easiest way to stop hair thinning, with just one simple change to your shower routine. All you need to do is
cut off the relationship, so that there are no more future expectations or obligations between you two. You leave getting what you want, and she leaves getting what she wants. That, to me, is a fair exchange compared to dating, where you're probably spending more to not get what you want. So if you're not a moral person and you're willing to go to the dark side, then you can start at seeking arrangements. Understand that there are risks to using this strategy, and you are responsible for what happens to you, so be smart, protect yourself, and bust that nasty nut. Boom. Now that we covered one of the reasons why men are walking away from dating, let's give you an example of what modern dating looks like. This will be a story of a woman who clearly belongs to the streets. So let's dive in. The title of this story is My Boyfriend Doesn't Know I Live with My Sugar Daddy. It starts. Dear Pastor, I am 23 and don't have any children, but I have been living with a man who is 55 for 3 years. We live in a gated community, but people don't know that I am his girlfriend. Before I came here, he told me to tell them that I was his niece. I don't use the landline. I use a cell phone he bought me. My relatives have my old number. They think I am living with a younger man. I had a younger boyfriend, but he's away on the farm work program. He doesn't know that I am living with this man. This man gives me everything, but he doesn't like me keeping company. My guy who is abroad is always sending me money, and I deposit it in a special account. I don't know what I am going to do because I am young and I want to obey this older man because he treats me like a queen. He has promised to buy me a car for my birthday. I have friends, but I can't bring them to the house, so I go to see them. Whenever they ask why they can't visit me, I lie and tell them that my landlord doesn't want to see visitors. I don't know how long I can continue living this way. I would like to get married. That is the only thing that may cause me to run away from this man. I wouldn't want to have a child with him. I know I sound confused, but I would rather sound confused than be broke. But I am not broke. I have money, and money is what every girl my age wants. My boyfriend, who is working in America, is 26. Let me get your advice, please. Well, gents, there you have it. She has 2 men supporting her, and she doesn't care. She just wants the money. As she says, every young girl wants money. The only problem is only one of those men is pushing her insides to her esophagus and making her bust, while the other is in another country slaving away while her sugar daddy is knee-deep in her sweet watery guts. That's why I'm telling you guys to pay for these women to leave instead of committing to them. And I know some of you guys still won't listen to a word I say. How would you feel if you had a girlfriend who for 3 years has been getting her back blown out by a man that's clearly better than you while you're working hard to provide for her? Doesn't that make you angry just thinking about it? Well, I don't want you to be angry. I want you to be in a position where you understand women and remove them from your life as much as possible so you don't have to deal with BS like this. But hey, more power to her. She's not going to stop because why would she when she's benefiting? Gents, I want you to learn from these stories and understand that she's not yours. My G, she is temporary at best, so treat her accordingly. Tap that thumbs up button, and if you subscribe and comment that you did, I will personally reply to your comment. And comment below if you want these stories to become a series, because there are a bunch of them that will turn your stomach when you hear what these XXs are doing to our fallen soldiers. And gents, remember, there's no greater power you have over women than to walk away.
Wow, that was heavy duty. Hey, Mr. Ronnie S. in Clearwater, Florida. Hold on for a second. That was a really heavy duty video concerning the reason why men are sick and tired of dating. I don't know what happened to Sid and Fat Angry Boomer, because this video was really right up his alley, to be honest with you. Of course, well, I'll tell you off the air, Ronnie. I'll tell you off the air. Hold on for a second. Let me just present something here in the comments box. Spin the wheel, make a deal. Da, da, ba, ba, ba. Yeah, spin the wheel, make a deal. Spin the wheel. What goes up? Well, I pretty much presented all of my topics, all of my progressive topics. And thank you for stopping by. I'm not going anywhere, but I will do something here. Hold on. I will do something here. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Yes. The wheel will be spent, spended, spinned. The wheel will be spinned. Okay, let me get that wheel ready. Well, him and Colin are on a Booze Hound show right now. Somebody created a Booze Hound show about the same time I go on the air, and they're both there. No problem. No problem. No problem at all. Okay, show continues. And your wish is my command, Ronnie S. Your wish is my command. Yeah, you know, a Booze Hound show where they're all like, they start off reviewing what they have, and then they quickly revert to slurring of their speech. You know, okay, and away we go. Spin the wheel, make a deal. All right. Low-life trolls living in their parents' basement. Well, the troll is like a sort of a real-life human shapeshifter, like an evil spirit. They take on many forms. They have many aliases that they quickly convert to, many aliases. But they don't use their true name. They don't use their real photo. So they never reveal their true identity. And they have too much time on their hands. They have nothing better to do. So they harass people on the internet. They try to get under your skin and push your buttons, aggravate you. The best way to deal with them is not give them what they want. And what they want is attention. They're like babies. They're attention whores. So if you ignore them, they will eventually go away. Now, in that case, they could be automatically sent out by Vladimir Putin because of the war in Ukraine. So if you ignore them, it doesn't do any good. So the only thing you can do is block and block and reblock and reblock. But I haven't seen them on my show in a very long time. They actually stopped. They ceased and desist. No, the United States is supplying them with $1 squillion worth of weapons. Why would they troll Americans? I know what they are doing, though. They're taking young Ukrainian men that are experts at video games, and they're having them operate the attack drones, the drones that are sent by the United States, and they're doing a fantastic job of doing so, of operating the attack drones. Anyway, I posted the link to join if anybody wants to join via webcam and be on the show. Let me double check something. Okay. All right. Let me go back to the wheel. Well, price gouging, which has been done in the past, nothing new, and it's definitely done now, is it's supposed to be illegal. I always thought it was illegal for companies to price gouge, but apparently the politicians in Washington who are in bed with the oligarch, who are paid off and corrupt as all hell. I'm talking about the two-party system, Democrats and Republicans. They have given the green light to corporations with price gouging. I mean, Big Oil does it. Big Pharma. In the United States, Big Pharma does it. Big Agra. You know, like if, let's say, there's a drought, and then the drought ends. Well, guess what? They continue to keep price gouging even though the drought has ended. The companies that manufacture weapons and various hardware for the military, they price gouge and rip off the United States government for military supplies. They do it all the time. The drug companies price gouge, or they try to. They price gouge hospitals and Medicare. You know, like you've heard stories where they're charging the hospital. I mean, the hospital is charging Medicare or possibly insurance companies like $1 for an aspirin tablet. So something insane. But price gouging is supposed to be illegal. I don't know who's doing it, man. All I know is they're alcoholics that are incapable of discussing anything important or deep. Well, listen, vaccines are nothing new. They saved our ass from smallpox and polio, and it's just that I'm not really crazy about the type of vaccines they're making. You know, instead of the old-fashioned way of making a vaccine where they grow it in an egg and then they kill it, so the body is getting a perfect, exact replica of a dead virus. You know, so I'm really not thrilled about the new method of making the vaccines. So, yeah, so that's price gouging, my take on price gouging. I sent an invitation to performing artist and clothing designer, the great Paul Anthony Mantia. We'll see if he's around. He might not even be home, but we'll see. My homemade antioxidant-rich iced tea. Okay, back to Chubsy Ubsy, the fat Rip Van Winkle. narcissist braggers. Well, I know that. I wonder what happened to Sid and Fat Angry Boomer and Jason Cleveland. They sort of vanished midway in the middle of the show. Anyway, I know some individuals that you can't really have an ongoing, honest communication with them, banter back and forth, because all they do is cut you off and pretty much talk about themselves all the time, continuously, and they brag. They brag about what they own, what they bought, how much it's worth, how much it cost. I buy nothing but the best. I drive a prestigious car. I do this, I do that. I'm great. I'm talented. They might brag about their kids, you know, and you never enter the picture. They'll never ask you how you're doing. Now, if you ask them how they're doing, they wouldn't shut up. They wouldn't shut up at all. They'll go on and on and on, and it's braggadocious by nature. And sometimes they'll ghost you if it's something that they don't care about. Like, for instance, the deep topics that occur on progressive discussions. If a person is a closet alcoholic, let's say, and they don't admit in public that they really are an alcoholic, and all they do online is go on live stream shows that involve reviewing an alcoholic beverage to start, and quickly it becomes a place of overindulgence where they start drinking to excess and they start talking like they're intoxicated. They slur their speech. They become completely drunk to the point where they say stupid things, or they might fall asleep, pass out, like somebody we know. And these are not braggarts. These are just pathetic individuals who can care less about what's really going on in the country or the world. Oh, without a doubt. Of course, Ronnie. Let me do a little let me do a little mysticism here. Are the people, the individuals that are blowing off this show, Crystal Obelisk, are they doing so because these individuals are only concerned with excessive drinking? Yes. Are they pretty much closet alcoholics? Yes. Do they lack the brain cells? Not all of them, most of them. Do they lack the brain cells and mentality to discuss deep, important subjects? Yes. Or are some of them jealous of discussing something with me? There's a big yes. So these people are insecure insecurity based on their shortcomings? Yes. Okay, now, Crystal Pendulum, are some of them not attending because they're fanatical right-wing extremists that don't like the idea that I'm telling them the truth, that I'm telling them things based on proven facts? Yes. Does this have to do with, let's say, Colin having an obsession with abortion and insisting and saying that a fertilized human egg is a baby, is a child, and it's a no-brainer? So, Crystal Pendulum, do you agree that there is no proven scientific medical evidence that a fertilized human egg is a child? Yes. So people like Colin are zealot, right-wing religious cultists. Would that be the same as religious freaks? Yes. Do you think that the invention of live stream internet video has become an excuse for them to hang out and get intoxicated with other people like them? Ooh. Ooh. Is Michael Hilton, is he telling the truth about living a life of sobriety? Oh, okay. All right. Crystal Pendulum says yes. Yeah, because their replies are not in sync with the subject matter. Like, let's say you and Ronald are on the show and we're discussing, I don't know, let's say we're discussing the military-industrial complex. War, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. And one of the booze hounds that used to be on the show is also with us. And they have really nothing to really contribute. That's an example. That would be an example. Do you know which U.S. state is the only one that allows abortions up to the full 9 months? I'm not familiar with it, but I think that is absolutely barbaric and horrible and should be illegal, and it is in fact murdering babies. I will agree in that situation. I will agree once there's a heartbeat present, and and there's a form, a fetus or whatever, it's baby killing, which New Jersey actually allows abortions up to 9 months. Wow. See, I learned something new. I learned something new. Oh, here's one. Crystal pendulum. Are the so-called church people that I see when I sometimes go to church that act really unfriendly and stuck up, are they trying to act like they're closer to God? Oh, closer to God than everyone else? Like they have a bat phone to God? So is it a holier than thou attitude? Is that the reason why they're snobs? Does it have to do with the fact that many people that go to church every single Sunday have a lot of hang-ups in their personal life? Well, it's a known fact that the disciples were screw-ups. They were dysfunctional. That's a proven biblical fact. Yeah. You know, I as I get older, I'm losing my tolerance for stupid motherfuckers. I really am. I'm losing my tolerance for ignorance and just flat out dumbasses, imbeciles. That's the reason why I don't go to church, which is like 10 seconds right next door to me. This is the reason why I don't go every single Saturday. Sunday I won't go because I'm not a morning person. I'm not an early riser. Unless it's an early riser. Get it? Early riser. Okay. We'll check with Ronnie. Oh my God. They must be really guilty of what they've done in their life. Hold on. Crystal Pendulum. Are people that go to church every single day, do they have like a heavy duty guilt trip? Do you think that what they need is a really hard bitch slap across the head, like the time Cher told Nicolas Cage, snap out of it, in was it Moonstruck? Yeah, the movie Moonstruck, when she told Nicolas Cage, snap out of it already, and whacked him. A lot of people need that, a good bitch slapping. Does the fat baby, the infantile BC, deserve to get bitch slapped? What about the arrogant booze snob that doesn't want to talk about anything but booze and food with his own clique? I'm talking about Alex the beer masturbator. Should he be bitch slapped across that stupid smirk he has on his face? Yes. The good old genuine quartz crystal obelisk, the wand, the best pendulum I ever had. We're off. The heat wave, the hottest day of the heat wave is today. Yes, we are all sinners. We are all sinners. There's no such thing as a little tiny microscopic sin and a small sin and a teeny weeny sin and a medium-sized sin and a big sin. Sin is sin. We're all born with the original sin, and we continue to sin throughout our lives. And the only way to the Father is through the Son, Jesus Christ. The only way. His death, his torture and death, his sacrifice, his blood sacrifice is a gift. to wash away the sins of the world. They call him the Lamb of God. Bingo! Then I have to keep buying the stout. Then I have to go spend more money. Yeah, you're a smart cookie there, Ronnie S. That's one of the primary, that is the primary reason why I don't do Stout Sunday. But you gotta be a fucking lush, really, to drink alcoholic beverages that early on any day. I mean, come on. They should be drinking Tropicana orange juice with their breakfast, for God's sakes. Yeah, I always wanted to ask you, Ronnie, your profile photo. How come you look so like unhappy? You have a nice smile. You know, I got to be honest with the dimples and everything. You have a very pleasant smile. You know, you look so unhappy. Is somebody like aggravating you every day at home or at work? Are you being aggravated? Are you being picked on by your boss or something because you were born up here, you're a Yankee or something? How come you always look like you're unhappy? You're damn right it's too early. You're damn right. When I think of early on a Sunday, I think of, I don't know, like a stack of blueberry buckwheat pancakes with slab bacon and a nice strong dark roast cup of coffee. And in the case of Florida, a nice tropical mango or papaya drink to wash it down with, you know. You see, now I'm getting intelligent feedback because you're here. Well, Jason too, but I don't know what happened to Jason. Maybe his wife scolded him. Tell you, I'm so glad I'm independent and I don't have to answer to anyone, Ronnie. Really, I don't have to answer to a soul. And that includes compromise. I don't have to compromise about what I'm going to have for dinner. I can come and go as I please. No, it looked good. It looked good. But, you know, I'm just saying. Listen, I got it. Try to find a good background, like outside by the pool or something. Throw on a nice shirt. And just think of something real funny. I don't know. Think about when BC passed out right in the middle of Ronald's show. Think of something real funny and smile. And then have your wife take a headshot now. Not far away. I hate when people take far away photos. A headshot from your nipples to the top of your head. And think of something real funny and smile. I'm telling you, mark my word. Mark my word. The photo will look dramatically better. Dramatically better. I'm a stickler for backgrounds. I like a good background. Well, Sal got mad because of politics. I don't know. I'll send a, you know what? I ain't forgot why we argued. I'm not, all my progressive topics are finished. Let me send him an invitation. Let me send him something. He might be with his son and his relatives, you know. He might be with his folks, but you never know. Oh, Paul must be out of the house because he didn't look at, Paul Mantia didn't look at the link. Now, this other jerk off, Let's see. All right, let me send this. Let me send. All right, let me send him this. Okay, let me try to find him. Salvatore Mercurio. Gotcha. All right. All right. They got him. And we'll see what happens. If they come, they come. Well, yeah, he does, but he goes overboard with just like Jeff Zambello does. He goes overboard with practically canonizing Donald Trump as a saint. I mean, they really go too far. Especially now with all the evidence, you know. I really don't listen. The best way to keep some friendships is not to talk about politics or religion. But I mean, this is why I have these right-wing extremists on later. I don't have them at 3 p.m. at the beginning because they'll constantly try to drown out whatever I'm saying. So I like to finish my topics, but if they want to talk about food and dating and relationships and barbecuing and, you know, like neutral subjects, I'm fine with that. There's no arguing in that situation, you know, so well, Jeff has a very good job. He's a, you know, accounting company controller. He's got like 2 master's degrees in accounting. So he's considered a middle class employee. He's middle class. I know the middle class are carrying the tax burden. Even in the United States, across the board, the middle class are carrying the burden, and I don't think it's right. Because I think small businesses and professions, self-employed professionals, and mom and pop stores, all small businesses are middle class people. And I think the middle class should be getting all of the tax breaks, and the mega rich, including the TV evangelists, should be in a high tax bracket. Because, like I mentioned before, I'll bring it up again. No, Jeff is smart. I mean, he's worked for big firms and everything, you know, when he was in Massachusetts. And I mean, let me see if, all right, let me do this. Bear with me. Bear with me. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see if I can get this up. I'll be right with you. There we go. All right. Yeah. Well, actually, it's fortunate that you got an office job in your field in the Tampa area. Because, you know, when people think of moving to Florida, they think of people being forced into getting retail jobs, which really suck. And, you know, then they have to work weekends every weekend, you know, or fast food. Then they have to work weekends again, fast food, you know, so it's really good that you did. Okay, check out this. It's an oldie but a goodie. John Schnatter, either the present or the former CEO of Papa John's Pizza, quote, "If our business is successful and achieves excessive profits, we're under no obligation to share that with our workers." Trickle-down economics debunked in one sentence. That's it. They reserve the right not to trickle down. So in the case of his mentality, you get dickle down. You don't, there is no trickle down. But that's actually good. Well, maybe South Florida is lacking. Maybe by you, you know, the Tampa, Orlando region, things are a lot better job-wise. Yeah, but I mean, that's proof that trickle down doesn't work, because it only works when they let it work, when they arrange it to trickle down. Okay, that's the only that's the only way trickle down can exist. I wonder where Bart is. Bart Robinson must be busy. He must be with family or at a family event. Well, he usually maybe it's the heat wave. He usually comes on the show when he's out going to the gymnasium or out running or something, when he's outside. But then again, he calls the shots. Nobody tells Bart what to do at home. So I don't know. He could be at an event. I know BC and Colin are at the event of getting intoxicated. I know that's for sure. Oh, I love Mexican food. Oh, I love it. Thank you for stopping by, Mr. Ronnie S., Clearwater, Florida. Cheers. Enjoy your Mexican food. I hope it's good. Well, let me see. Yeah, everyone is occupado, including Paul Anthony Mantia. Absolutely everyone. Okay, let me spin the wheel and make a deal. Nutrition. Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta spin it again. Oh shit. I forgot to share this. Forgot to share the screen. Oh yeah. Damn it. Here we go. Nutrition. Well, being that I was a personal trainer, well, I guess I still am. I'm retired. Personal trainer and nutritional consultant since 1995. If a person asks me about nutrition and requests me to do a show on it, I will gladly do it. To give you a little tidbit involving the avoidance of serious diseases, and it's not just obesity in America, it's everything else: diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, so on and so forth. It's crucial to eliminate refined carbohydrates from your diet, which means no white flour and no sugar, especially white sugar. That is toxic. Now, of course, you have to not consume any food product that has ingredients that you cannot pronounce. Stay away from all chemicals of all kinds, preservatives, artificial colors, so on and so forth, and avoid genetically modified food. Avoid high fructose corn syrup. They're all toxic. Try to buy organic when you can, if it's affordable. Not all organic is affordable. A lot of it is a ripoff. And that's the backbone of me simplifying nutrition. Of course, you can take the antioxidants, natural vitamin E, 400 units, vitamin D, natural vitamin D3, 10,000 units, so on and so forth. I'm big on organic moringa leaf powder, the most nutritionally dense food on the planet. It's moringa. Instead of synthetic vitamin C, which is not complete vitamin C, I advise you to take like acerola cherry extract. You're getting natural whole vitamin C, not just the ascorbic acid, but the whole vitamin C complex. Okay, rose hips also has the whole complex, but acerola is a big step above rose hips. So that's about it. Your minerals, your macro minerals, micro minerals, they're pretty much supplied by the moringa, the organic moringa leaf powder. Look it up. You'll be astonished on the nutritional density of moringa leaf. So that's it. I don't want to go too much into detail. That's it for nutrition. And spinning the wheel. Spinning the wheel, make a deal. So I just want to thank everyone, whether you're watching this show live or whether you will watch it afterwards, the pre-recorded version of the show. So I just want to thank everyone for stopping by for progressive discussions. If you're getting hit with a heat wave, stay hydrated, stay in the shade, and stay cool, and have a safe and healthy week. We're approaching the end of July 2022. My birthday is August 1st. So take care, everyone. Bye-bye.